I'm excited about today's upload because we're going to revive my favorite coverage in Madden history, one that we weren't allowed to run at all in Madden 24. For those that don't know, this is the best coverage year in and year out as a base starting defense to kind of sponge up your opponent's tendencies, and EA on purpose made this coverage not work. That coverage is the inverted cover 3, also known as the Tampa 3. The truth is, the true inverted cover 3 Tampa 3 is a modification of the cover 2 defense, and we're basically just making the Tampa 2 play better. Now in Madden, we know deep halves aren't that good because they too easily give up corner routes consistently. So in most cases, if you're ever playing a cover 2 style defense, most players will just kind of go with a streak and then a corner and a flat, and they're just going to end up throwing route combinations that look something like this. They snap the ball and then they throw the ball into this sideline and the deep half can't get over. Because of this, a lot of players don't call cover 2, they in fact call a cover 3 with outside thirds. So what they end up doing is they go into a formation such as the big nickel over G, which is the defense I'm running right here. You guys can get my entire over G defense on my strategy website, Gridiron Game Plans, where I have custom shells for bunch strong, trips tight end, you name it, we've got a counter for it. Go check it out. It's in our game plan section with the Chiefs game plan. But what they will typically do is they will put a deep middle dropper. Now, if you were to kind of think about how some of the more legendary Tampa 2 defenses have run all time, this is the Brian Urlacher role in the Lovie Smith Tampa 2. He's basically dropping deep down the field in between the safeties to kind of cover that gap while the safeties play the deep outside sidelines in their version of a deep half. So the Madden modification of this involves us being able to utilize an outside third adjustment. So that way, when we go and throw our corner routes, and this allows us to have better coverage defense to the sideline because he gets better width. You see right there, we're able to pick this throw off. So this particular defense is so good every single year in Madden for this reason, except EA did some weird stuff this year.
EA Sports, it's in the game.
And that is that when you go to set up this inverted cover 3, we've made this coverage so popular over the years that EA slowed down the middle third dropper in this defense. So I want you to watch how Ray Nitschke plays in this assignment. So what we're going to do is we're going to go double streaks, double corners, pretty common route combo. We use a Texas route underneath as well. And I want you to watch how when we snap this ball, we basically have the ability to just bomb that middle third. He doesn't get back with any speed, and this ends up being a bomb for a one-play score. This is led towards no real true Tampa 3 being run in Madden. I could go ahead and drop my linebacker into a middle third out of really any coverage in the game, and he's not going to play the assignment. So let's say, for instance, that I'm going to put this ball on the right hash, and this time we'll work with a trips formation. So look at this route combination in which I have Jerry Rice running the seam. I've got this inverted cover 3 with the hole that is left needing a middle third. I drop Ray Nitschke into this assignment. When we snap this ball, watch how Nitschke has no chance to guard Jerry Rice. This ends up being an easy throw over his head. He does not get back. And this would be any coverage player in the game. I could put a 99 speed player at this spot and you're going to get the exact same result. It's about the dropping of this and the speed at which they are able to get back. So you just see right here when we actually look at this, he's just backpedaling too much. He allows routes to stack him vertically, and by the time he flips his hips, it's over. This rep is over. It's a one-play score. So I'm going to show you guys how to fix this so this player no longer drops slowly. But before I do, make sure you guys are subscribed right here to the Zan Madden YouTube channel. I'm dropping fire every single day in the morning with our 9 a.m. Eastern time uploads, long form content designed to help you guys understand why the game plays the way it does, what the best players are doing, and the counters for those tactics. We have short form uploads in the afternoon, blocking formulas, bombs, blitz pickups, blitz setups, you name it. Little quick tips that can help you guys tide you over until our next long form. And if you guys are fiending for more, make sure you guys check out gridirongameplans.gg. I already talked about it with our over G game plan, but you can unlock all offensive and defensive game plans and all the vault tips, of which there's almost 300 vault tips so far since this game dropped. You guys can unlock everything I've done all year long. Take a peek at it. And if you guys like that, make sure you guys take a look at our college football 25 pre-sale. We are going to be absolutely locked in on college football 25 with vault updates, game plans, just like you see on the Madden side of things, members only Discord access. Take advantage of the pre-sale. It's literally stealing from me. It's the lowest offer that I give every single year for a full year's worth of content on that game. Go check it out. Link is in the description. So how do we get our middle linebacker to drop back without being super slow? Now, the answer to this is that there is this invisible box that exists basically between the offensive tackles, really between where a tight end would line up on each side of the line. And if your linebacker is in that box, he is going to backpedal slowly. So watch what happens here. I'm going to take Ray Nitschke out of this invisible box. And this box basically is about 6 yards in depth. If I drop Nitschke to a depth of about 6.5 yards, just a little bit further than 6 yards, he is going to be able to recover and play the role of the middle third without being occupied by all the junk underneath and doing this slow back pedal. Watch how he flips his hips, turns, and runs. And you see that we weren't able to slip behind him nearly as easily. And what I'm going to actually do right here is I'm going to hit the protect the sticks feature because I don't want any, and I'm just going to actually shade down. I'm just going to leave him one-on-one. I don't want any vertical hook matching principles here on this as we roll through this. So I'm just going to drop into about 6.5 yards here in this defense. And you're going to see now when we call this Tampa 3 that he is going to run with this particular route. So I've got double streaks, double corners. I'm going to try to occupy him with a little Texas route underneath. You're going to see, watch him drop back right away. He flips his hips, and now I can't chuck this over his head nearly as easily. You see that we're in a spot where we could then force a knockout, whatever, in that example. I don't have a knockout on him in this example, so don't worry too much about that occurring in this particular breakdown. But if you wanted to, you would put a deep zone knockout on your middle dropper. We've actually talked about how linebackers in Ultimate Team that have deep zone knockout are a waste. If you guys actually want to put them on them at this point when running this coverage, that would be the perfect example. Otherwise, if you guys want to run this coverage, what I would actually recommend doing is probably putting a safety in for the purpose of this. So in this example, I'm actually just going to put my universal coverage Larry Wilson here, and you'll see that it kind of makes this work a little bit better. So I'm going to go ahead here and put the same route combo on the field, double streaks, double corners, Texas route. We're going to fan our safeties out into outside thirds. And we have our middle third. Our middle third needs to be 6.5 yards off the ball. So I back him up about 3 steps. And then from there, we're good to go. If I run and snap this ball, Larry Wilson's going to drop. He's going to turn. He's going to flip his hips, and he's going to run. And you're going to see that he's able to get back and cause that knockout. This is exactly what we're looking for here on this play. If you felt super uncomfortable about that, you guys obviously can drop him back a little bit further. I just don't want to make it super obvious, like, hey, I'm playing a cover 3, and those are my guys that are deep. But again, if you just kind of get him, you know, a little bit further back, you're going to be fine. Now, I will say that there are some counters that you guys could use that don't involve moving the linebacker. I just think that the linebacker is better because it allows us to have our vertical hooks being active in the matching process. So you saw right there, not only did I not really have the throw over the top, but you also notice that our vertical hooks, when we have match on, are active in this defense as well. In fact, our short later this afternoon, so make sure you guys are subscribed, is going to go over and kind of remind you guys truly of how good the inverted cover 3 is, because I think it's a great follow-up. But in a lot of cases, you're going to get this vertical hook that's actually going to run with these streaks. The problem is we need something a little bit better that's dropping in between. So instead of this being a lob out touchdown, you see right here, Larry Wilson would have been in a better spot to be able to make those knockouts from behind. Now, if this doesn't make you comfortable at all, another thing that you guys can do is kind of utilize this guy outside the width of the box. So you see right here, I'm going to leave him in the middle third, but I'm going to take him kind of out here where he's not, you know, in between the tackles, and you'll see that he'll actually drop for depth better in this example as well. So again, streak corners on both sides of the field. I'm just going to spy the pass rush here, snap the ball. See how he immediately turns and runs, and he's not really getting fried. You see right here, I was able to kind of throw the ball, try to throw it over the top. But again, if you straight pass lead it down the field, it's almost always an overthrow on freeform. So that throw is really not there anyways. The only other way that you guys can within the over G fix this would be just to use the middle third from the slot corner roll. But now what you're doing is you're actually giving up what makes this coverage so good. As I said, we have those vertical hooks that can play match. So again, if you're really doubting it, just kind of drop this guy to like 8 yards. It doesn't really matter. And then you're going to be fine. So these seam shots, no longer an issue. Just get them out of that kind of area where they, you know, are getting that slow drop, and then they'll run the seam just perfectly. But that's it for today's video. This is how you bring back the inverted cover 3 and make your middle linebacker not give up easy bullet pass touchdowns down the middle of the field. Just get them out of that magic zone, start playing better defense. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the YouTube channel. If you guys like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or complaints, drop those below. And I'll see you guys later with our next YouTube short, or tomorrow with another long form upload. Until then, this is Zan. Get the lab and good luck.